Alrighty, fellas. Alrighty. Good morning. How are we doing today? I'm gonna go ahead and jump right into the gym run. We're just getting started making Pokeyen. Currently at 11.3 mil. Keep in mind, 17 days ago, I guess 16, it's the start of day 17. 17 days ago, I started this challenge with 0 Pokeyen. 0 Pokeyen left, right? And now I'm working towards 20 million, currently at 11.3. I'm going to get my gym rerun started, get that going. We're going to do pretty typical stuff, I think, from yesterday. Gym rerun, trainer rerun, and then I think either fossil farming for profit. I might mix it up a little bit. I'm getting a little bored. I always say the most important thing with any MMO, with any game, is switching things up and having fun. I actually got a question like this yesterday where they're like, hey, why are you doing, why are you doing trainer reruns? Aren't trainer reruns less Pokeyen than gym reruns? And the answer is yes, they are. The question is, do you, technically, right? Technically in any MMO ever or any game ever, the most efficient thing to do would just be to go do the best money-making method ever at all times over and over and over again. The problem is then you aren't having very much fun. Then you get kind of bored. It's not enjoyable. Not many people play video games like that, right? Technically, an old school RuneScape, I don't know what the best method is nowadays, but if you just go do Vorkath or if you just do flipping or something like that, that's all you blah, blah, blah. You could do that and then you don't have to make any other money, but most people don't. It's more fun and enjoyable to experiment, play the game. Most humans aren't these logical robot brains of maximum efficiency. We like to do things, experiment, and have a fun time. So that's what it's all about. I might try something else today aside from fossil farming, but we'll see what happens. First things first is to tackle the gym rerun, and then maybe the trainer rerun directly after. We'll see what chat gets up to and what questions are asked today. Yes, 6 factors, the fuck? I don't know how to say thank you enough. I literally had that same reaction. I was like, what happened last night? I was like, what? Dude, thank you. All the factor subs are unbelievable. It's actually such an unbelievable game changer for me this month, and it means the world to me. And I really think it's a great product. So if you want to get great food and support the stream in the best way ever possible, factor, link in the description. You get 50% off with my link/code. So it's a pretty damn good deal in my opinion. We are leveling that Smeargle passively while doing these gym runs, which is nice. It really does crank up the extra amount of Pokeyen. So I think I bought this I ended up only buying it for 20k, right? So yeah, only 20k put into this. I'll be able to sell it for, at least 100k or something like that. Be my guess. Let's go check. What's the cheapest level 100 Smeargle? This one is at least 100k, but this one is 20 plus attack and speed. That's the big thing. So probably still around 100k, but is EV trained? What if we do cheapest EV trained? Let's see if I can do this while in the middle of my battle. Cheapest EV trained level 100, 112k, 180k. This one's adamant. I'll probably just go 100k. I'll probably just go the cheapest. Arguably, since I'm doing that, maybe I should have just bought the 2k Smeargle, but that's okay. We'll know in the future. Should you buy Donator status if you only have 4 mil? If you only have 4 mil, no. I would not recommend that, to be totally honest. Donator status is something you buy if you have enough Pokeyen that you're okay with pissing it away, or you want to make some extra investments into extra trainer Pokeyen, etc. You really want to take the game pretty seriously, but donor status. So many people make the mistake of buying donor status expecting to get a shiny, and then they'll shiny hunt for 30 days, won't get a shiny, will go dry, and then be upset and be like, oh, I shouldn't have bought donator. And that's the situation I want people to be able to avoid. You don't go into it expecting, because you're increasing your odds. But it's never guaranteed. The amount of donor statuses I have blown through without any shinies happens all the time. Is that the food take of the day already? What is your favorite and least favorite Halloween candy? Favorite's tough. Least favorite might be Crunch Bar, dude. I think Crunch Bar is super mid, super not good. I even like candy corn way more than Crunch Bar. I'm not a Crunch Bar fan. I'm anti. Yeah, me and the homies hate Crunch Bar. In terms of my favorite, I think of candy bars. I really like Sour Patch Kids, Milky Ways, Twix, anything caramel. Man, what else is there's Halloween candy? Anything gummy based. There you go. There's a mediocre answer. I think streamers who bring PokeMMO to another level, someone like you, well, it's very nice of you to say, deserve a creator code to get you any type of percentage we buy on the gift shop. I actually don't I guess an affiliate link. I don't know. I'm not a huge fan. I don't maybe I'm just cringe and boomer take, but I don't like the idea of content creators getting special treatment in games. I think it creates a bad precedent and bad relationships between the content creator and their viewers and the content creators in the game itself. I don't really want that, you know. This actually happened recently with Pokemon Blaze Online, which there's nothing wrong with it. It's just my personal preference, right? Pokemon Blaze Online, which I think is another really interesting Pokemon MMO. There's a lot of Pokemon MMOs that I don't think are worth your time, and I think a lot of them are not very good and not sustainable. I think PBO, Pokemon Blaze Online, is at least top 3, top 4, at least worth playing. It's very fast-paced, it's very interesting, very unique, right? However, they did make a content creator program recently, basically, and they invited me to. They're like, hey, we made this content creator program and we want you to join it. And it was about, like, in game you'll get, like, the gems, the, like, premium currency, you'll get the, like, donator status, like, all this. And I was like, I'm gonna be honest, like, I literally declined. I was like, I don't want this. I don't like the idea of getting special treatment as a content creator, because I don't want. That feels bad. I feel like it invalidates a lot of challenges. It invalidates a lot of. It takes me further away from what the average player experience is, which makes it harder for me to make guides for you, harder for me to understand the average player's plight. I just think I don't like it. I don't like it. Maybe I'm just cringe, but not a fan of that. If someone wants to, like, pay me to, like, play their game or, like, do a sponsorship and, like, give my genuine thoughts on it, I can do that, but I'm not interested in, like, in-game benefits for just making content on a game. It's a mutually beneficial thing, in my opinion. I think this is super cool. I feel like there's so few players that have put this much time into the game that I feel like it's really worth calling these players out and just, I don't know, saying that's sick and it's cool and congratulations. This person has been playing PokeMMO since 2012, and they posted on the forums essentially saying they realized they've been playing the game for 12 years today. And yeah, they've been playing since 2012, and they have 14,465 hours. People always see my hours in the game. They're always like, oh my god, that's crazy. There are players like this with almost double, right? It's crazy. It is crazy. But it's cool to see. I think it's awesome. I know what it's like to put that many hours into something that you just care about and have fun, and that's what I feel like life's all about, right? So congratulations to Makarov Master. I think it's a really cool achievement, and it's awesome to see. Yeah, let's just kill all of the Kalos discussion now. For any new players or players who are interested, you must be new to be asked this question, which is totally okay. It's totally fair. Everybody's gonna ask this question at some point or another. Kalos might happen at some point in the future in PokeMMO Gen 6, right? I've done a million. If you Google Gen 6 PokeMMO, I've done a million videos on it. We've talked about theoretical stuff. We talked about what it would look like, how it's already been confirmed by the devs that it's possible. So if you think it's not possible, you're fighting with the devs there. I don't know what to tell you. We're not gonna see Kalos, most likely. I could be wrong, for at least like 3 years. For those who are new to the game, for those who don't know the history, right? PokeMMO has historically added a new region every 2 to 4 years within PokeMMO, extremely consistently, right? So the game released in 2012, right? Then there was a 3-year period until 2015 when they added Generation 3, aka Emerald, right? So it was Fire Red only Fire Red. There's only one generation of the game from 2012 to 2015. Then they added in 2015 Hoenn, right? And then in 2017 they added Unova. So they went Generation 1, 3, and then 5. And then in 2019 they added Gen 4. So 3-year gap, 2-year gap, 2-year gap, and then Johto was a 4-year gap from 2019 all the way until 2023. So they have consistently added regions every 2 to 4 years for the past 12 years. It makes no sense to assume that this is where they will stop. It makes no sense to assume that it's not happening or it's happening tomorrow. We probably won't see any news about Kalos, any news even about it for at least a year or two. Probably won't see it in the game for at least 3 years. This will probably be a long developer cycle. So we can stop having that discussion every single day, please. Thank you so much. This is a quick little PSA, I guess, for anybody who's doing the storylines right now in PokeMMO. If you're ever having trouble with the storylines in PokeMMO, the #1 piece of advice I can give you, really boring, but just do all trainers. Do all trainer fights. You earn slightly more XP from trainer fights than wild fights, which is really, really important. You also get a little bit extra Pokeyen, which that little bit extra Pokeyen allows you to buy things like X items, potions, etc., which really adds up. So just fighting every single trainer. I know it's tempting to skip and like save time, and if you have like a pre-prepared team for the storyline, you can do that, but quick tip to everybody stuck in storylines or having problems with them PokeMMO. The PokeMMO storyline is extremely fair and extremely well balanced in my opinion. It's the perfect medium of like, it's harder than the traditional games, but not nearly as hard as something like Emerald Kaizo or like a game made to be difficult, right? It's that perfect like bump in difficulty in my personal opinion. And the biggest recommendation is just having your Pokemon actually leveled, putting resources into things. Maybe EV training a little bit if you have the time to see the right Pokemon, and just main thing is to try to battle every trainer. Try to battle every trainer and pick up powerful Pokemon and setup moves. Setup moves can be extremely good in the storylines. Things like Dragon Dance, things like Swords Dance, moves that we never used as brainless kids, right? Like, oh, this move does no damage. What a useless move, right? But no, those things can be really powerful. Nasty Plot, Calm Mind, Curse, etc. can help you just sweep certain gyms. All right, finished the gym rerun. I started at, I think, 11,364 yen. I actually want to count this really quick, or calculate. I'm pretty sure I make around 300k for my gym rerun. Not the best gym rerun you can do by any means, but it's very easy and very comfy and very brain dead, which I really enjoy, so I can talk to chat and start my day. So if I have 11,674 now, we'll just do 3 zeros minus 11,364. 64 I think was the number. You can check the VOD. I'm pretty sure that's what I started with. So 310k minus amulet coins, so it's a little bit less, honestly. It's like minus 20k, so around 290k made from that run. Not an amazing Jimmy run by any means. I could definitely have been faster as well, and we've done certain rich trainers, but I think now I'm gonna take a quick stretch break and we'll start our actual trainer rerun here in a sec. And then afterwards, someone brought it up in chat. I'm going to be doing Lanturn shiny hunting while also making Pokeyen along the way, which I'm really excited for. So to actually be shiny hunting while I think farming for DeepSeaScales is the strat. How much are DeepSeaScales right now? I think they just 20k a piece. Oh shit, wait, I'm excited. This is gonna be really solid Pokeyen. Anyways, fellas, yo mama jokes aside, it is now time to start the trainer rerun. I'm running low on amulet coins. I bought enough amulet coins to do one Jimmy run every day from like the whatever day till like the end of the end of my challenge. However, doing trainer reruns, I've obviously been popping 2 amulet coins a day, so I've been burning through them a lot faster. So we'll probably go buy up and stock up on those again at some point. But I'm gonna do my trainer rerun. I always start now with Morimoto, and then after this, I'm really excited to go test DeepSeaScale farming. It's not something I've done before, so it's been really cool to learn a bunch of new methods throughout this challenge. I feel like this Halloween event will probably have decent potential for investing because so many people are on a break after Shiny Wars. Also, I think people are just hungry for content, dude. That's like another really important thing to talk about is like, this has been one of the driest streaks in terms of in terms of in-game update content. It's been one of the driest streaks, and I'm the first to admit that, right? Like we haven't really seen an in-game, we haven't seen a developer update since Lunar New Year event. It's been like 7 months. It's been a while. There's no getting around that, right? I think I just let this die. Actually, Zapdos is so tanky. There's no getting around that. It's been a long time. It's one of the driest streaks ever in terms of... Now, thankfully, the staff members and community managers have really stepped up and made things like Shiny Wars, made things like the PvE catch event, like 8-week-long competition. Like, they've been working really hard to make content when the developers are working on longer projects like raids, but I think the TLDRs, I think people are hungry. I think people are ready for content. People want something to grind. If you weren't involved with Shiny Wars, people want something. People are hungry, and I think more so than I realized. Because I did Shiny Wars, so I'm like I'm more on the tired side, but a lot more. The average player, I think, is hungry. The average player wants something to sink their teeth into, which is cool. My biggest problem / concern with this challenge right now is just the amount of value I have sitting on the GTL. I'm gonna end up having to lower prices on things so I can basically quick sell them. Heading into the Halloween event. So I have these like 3 Meowths, but like I talked about, like these Meowths at the time I did the method were about 300k a piece, and then a lot of other people did them, understandably so, because I showed it off, and they went down a lot in value. So now it's like not nearly as worth it. So I have to I'm gonna have to lower these from like, dude, what? Like these were 300k. Everybody went and did it, and now they're 240, and they'll go back up. Like this is a good example of like I've called out how good leveling 2x31 adamant Meowths is for money 3, 4, 5 times over the course of my content career over the past few years. And every time, if you've watched my content enough, you know this. Every time I call out a money-making method, it does temporarily lower the gap because people are excited. They all want to go do it. But it's usually a money-making method that I've called out before. So it's just the same like loop or whatever over and over again. The same like rubber banding I always say of like, you call out this method, it gets a lot of attention, becomes less profitable. Everybody goes and does that or whatever. And while that becomes less profitable, now they all go do like fossil farming, and then okay, now we're all gonna go do DeepSeaScale, this is why you see me. They undercut really hard. Yes, they undercut too hard sometimes, but that's okay. It happens. Like, this is why you see me on stream like switch up money-making methods so much. Not only is it for my own enjoyment, but it's also decently efficient. It's important to switch things up because the market changes. You want to fill a demand. If every single day you only do one money-making method, you're going to keep increasing the supply over and over and over and over again, and the demand is never going to meet it, right? So you have to like switch things up in PokeMMO. Okay, the Smeargle that we were passively leveling did just hit level 100, so that should be able to get sold off for around 100k pretty quickly. If we list that for like 99k or whatever, it should sell pretty fast, in my opinion. We'll see though for sure. That is really shocking. Leftovers have gotten unbelievably cheap, and I don't know why. I don't know what increased the supply so much to where, I mean, maybe there's just not as much demand. I mean, leftovers just aren't as good in PvP, to be fair. Nowadays, like back in, it's so funny. You could ask. I mean, I talk about this with Joshua all the time. Back in like 2013. There were so few items in the game for PvP that it was a joke, but it was also true. If you didn't know what item to throw in your Pokemon back in 2013, the joke was just do 6 leftovers. There was no item clause. You would just throw leftovers on everything. Leftovers was so good back in like 2013 PvP because it was much slower. Things didn't have as much damage. We didn't one shot as much. It was literally a joke to new players, but it was also true. It was like if you don't know what item to put on, 6 leftovers. There you go. It's hard to go wrong. It's so powerful. So it's crazy to see such a, like, what probably was the most powerful PvP item in 2013. That was like 50 to 80k back then, fall so hard down to 13k or so. But it also makes sense. I mean, that's power creep in a nutshell, and it makes sense. And it's just a change in the metagame. It's good. This is actually painful to read, and I'm so sorry, Disto Shiba, but this is also not to say I told you so. It's more of like a PSA to people who are considering this. This is why I always say not to use legendary lures. They are so expensive. They are not worth it for the benefit. Disto Shiba said, I've used 150 plus legendary lures, and I've only gotten 1 legendary. That's brutal. That is, what's the math on that? So if legendary lures are around, what, 40k a piece? 150 plus legendary lures, 40k a piece times 150. It's not as bad as I thought, honestly, but it's 6 mil spent. Yeah, 6 mil spent on hunting for legendaries when they're worth like 200k to 1 mil being the most expensive in Zapdos. So you're just hard losing, right? Also, like, I mean, just legendary hunting in general, to be fair, I do not recommend players legendary hunt if you're just going to sell it for Pokeyen. At that point, there's no point. At that point, you might as well have done any other money-making method for that many of hours, and you would have made way more Pokeyen. We calced it at some point, and legendary prices have actually dropped a ton since then, so it's only gotten worse, right? But we calced it at one point, and it was like, best case scenario, on average, you'll make like 62k Pokeyen per hour farming legendaries. It's horrible. Like, you would make double that just doing payday pickup, which is like the lowest money in the game, but it's very consistent and like decent, right? So just there's never a reason. You really want to hunt for legendaries as a collective thing, just like oh, this is my OT legendary, I want to get one of each of them. Like that's fun. That's a good game goal, but just make sure you're doing that for personal goal reasons, not just for the Pokeyen, is my personal recommendation. Here comes the final second on this amulet coin, putting me up to, I had a really inefficient run. I ate lunch and stuff on my trainer rerun, so not a very good trainer run, but that's okay. We still got it done. That's all that matters. Consistency is key. Up to around 11.9 mil cash. Now, what I want to go do is I want to go test this DeepSeaScale stuff over at Lanturn. Lanturn's already a shiny Pokemon that I want to go for, which is awesome. So we're going to go head over there. I'm going to throw everything inside my PC. I'm going to grab my Dusknoir. I'm going to throw this away. We're going to grab Dusknoir, a Sweet Scent Pokemon, and then some backup catching Pokemon just in case of a shiny. All right, now that we have the vibes in check, the Gruntilla 5-layer loop on, let's actually start cooking, fellas. I want to go test. I want to test DeepSeaScale farming over at Lanturn. So if you don't know, I'm basically going to repel here because like I feel like if I use Leppas here, it's going to cost me too much Pokeyen. I won't end up actually making any profits. So it's another Frisk Thief kind of method where I'm going to be popping a repel. I guess a super. I don't have any small repels. We'll pop a super repel. We're going to hop in the water. We're going to surf down here. You need dive. I have ocarinas, so I'm just privileged. Head down here. Then you want to head over to this grass spot. We got Goon here. Then you want to Sweet Scent. So we're basically going to sit here. We're going to Sweet Scent for our 5 times. We're going to try to find a Frisk item. If we do, we're going to try to, thief all the Pokemon to find that item. If we don't, we're going to run just like this. This does 2 things. Number 1, it shiny hunts an amazing shiny. Purple, shiny Lanturn, which would be amazing. It'd be a great way to end the dry streak. I've hunted here for, honestly, a lot of hours. It'd be a really cool shiny to get. I'd be very happy with it. Number 2, there we go. Frisk. We have a chance at some really nice items. The big one is DeepSeaScale. There's also things like red shards, yellow shards, blue shards, Deep Sea Tooth, I believe. There's a lot of not good items here, honestly, as well. But DeepSeaScales are worth like 20k a pop. These are the big money. So if we could just get like 5, if we could just get like 5 of these an hour, 5 an hour, while also shiny hunting a 6 shiny, that would be super ideal. There's the item. So as soon as we thief the item, the yellow shard, unfortunately, we could go ahead and leave the battle, take it off, and continue hoarding. I do have a timer set up on screen at the top right-hand corner. I'm going to go ahead and just start that now. It's a little late, but that's okay. We're going to start that now. We're going to grab our first item. We're going to switch in our Dusknoir and keep doing this. I don't know if the profit here will be amazing, but it's just also just a really cool shiny hunt. So we'll see how good this method is. Yellow shard is bid cash. No, I'm pretty sure all the shards are around 2k. Yeah, as you can see there. They used to be. A lot of the shards used to be like 15k items. I think they just all have tanked down to like basic sell price. That's a legitimately funny / interesting question. I don't think someone said like, I mean, technically if you sell a shiny, it's good for the challenge. Obviously, if I got a shiny, I would never sell it for the challenge. But there is an interesting question of like, should the shiny be calculated in the math for the challenge? And I don't think so, because I want to encourage people to keep their shinies and show them that they can make plenty of Pokeyen without, having to sell their OT shinies. Speaking of, 45,000 encounters there, which is really cool to see. 45,000k dry. There is an item in this horde as well, and I'm going to try to thief up. I'm going to do something kind of funny here. I got an item in this horde. However, I'm going to switch over to Bayonet and essentially check to see if there's 2 items in this horde. Did not get a Frisk proc, which means there is not. So I can go ahead and just run away for sure. Since I have 2 Frisk mons in my party anyway, it's kind of worth double checking. Gotten kind of unlucky so far, but I also just don't know the rate comparison. I've gotten like 3 or 4 yellow shards, but no DeepSeaScales out of the 2 items that I can hold. So a little unfortunate so far, but it also might be like a much high, like 50% chance to have a yellow shard, like only like a 1% or 5% to have a DeepSeaScale. So it's hard to really tell. No Frisk there. Someone in chat said, I've gotten 6 DeepSeaScales in about 30 minutes. That's amazing. I've gotten 5 yellow shards so far. Dude, that's sick. That's like, if I can get it anywhere close, once again, if I could just get like 3 to 4 DeepSeaScales within an hour, that's still making 60 to 80k an hour while shiny hunting for a great shiny. If I could just do that, I'd honestly be super happy with that. Dude, that's so crazy. Danny's talking about in chat how he would use own tempo, pre-burned, covet Lickilicky at this spot to thief these Pokemon. And I think it really just brings up a funny point or an interesting point of like, I think one of the coolest parts of PokeMMO, most under talked about, is how having a Pokemon MMO makes so many other Pokemon viable, right? In traditional Pokemon can be viable via like 2 ways, right? PvP and like storyline, or like Nuzlocke, I guess, right? Storyline / Nuzlocke and PvP. In PokeMMO, you have these things called utility Pokemon, which ends up making things like Frisk Bayonet really good. Things like Frisk Dusknoir. Things like Damp Parasect, like really good. Like, I think it's like Meowth, payday pickup, Meowth. Like, I think it's so cool. It's so interesting how like utility Pokemon, just that concept existing in this game adds so much extra demand to niche Pokemon. And the beautiful thing about Pokemon is everybody's favorite Pokemon is different, and you want to find, I think it's cool, you want to have a use for every single Pokemon. And I love the idea of everybody's favorite Pokemon having a use somewhere, right? Lanturn's a good example. This Lanturn could be used as an illuminate Pokemon to like shiny hunt or repel trick and stuff like that. I think, which is like super cool. You can be really creative in this game, and it's fun as fuck to try to optimize strats and come up with them. I was talking about this with someone recently, how under optimized PokeMMO still is, and I feel like a lot of players forget that. A lot of players don't realize how much we still have to learn about this game because of how small the player base was for like 8 to 10 years out of its history, and it's only just now over the past 3 or 4 gotten really popular. I think we underestimate how much there is to explore still in this game, but stuff that hasn't been touched, right? Like the ribbon system, and just even like the Ditto catching strat, like changing entirely over the past year. It's crazy. In my opinion, the best money making strats in this game are yet undiscovered. Yes, I pretty much agree. I feel like there's so much to look through, so that we have to test stuff and try new things. I wonder how much re-optimizing will happen if they eventually nerf strings. Yes, if something like a major gameplay change happened like that, that would change everything as well. We're constantly rediscovering things due to little changes like that. Absolutely. Someone in chat says, I'm working on a secret base guide at the moment, hoping once it's complete, it will excite people to decorate more, since a lot of people don't even bother with secret bases. Absolutely. But they're really fun to decorate and get your furniture via collecting things like volcanic ash. Yes, I did a short, or I guess somewhat of a complete secret base guide, and I learned a lot just by learning information to make that guide. I learned a ton that I didn't know, right? And there's so much that could be done with secret bases that's been discussed to the moon and back. There's just so much potential there, and I wanted to, like, years and years ago I thought about this, and I haven't really gotten around to it, but doing something similar to fashion contests. Yeah, rating secret bases, similar to shiny ratings, similar to my fashion contest, which I haven't done in a while, but I love the idea of getting back to those, and the idea of rating someone's secret base. Like, that would be super cool. And I think content like that is so important because it encourages people to want to work on those pieces of content in the game, you know? Dude, that is one of the coolest thing about old Hordes Gym Rerun, when Hordes were just added to the game. Gym Rerun said, I found a screenshot that I have from 2016, and it's of a Horde that consists of 2 Voltorbs and then a Electrike. Was this only possible from single encounter Hordes? I think it was also Sweet Scent Hordes. Like, so Hordes used to be mixed, where it would be like 2 Mawwiles and like 3 Electabuzzes. Like this, like there used to be, Hordes used to be mixtures of Pokemon, which is why, yeah, that was Sweet Scent. Yeah, that was Sweet Scent Hordes. That's what I thought. It was, yeah, Hordes, Pokemon's changed so much. It's so, like, when you see a Vanity, right? A Vanity from 2016, something like a Scythe, or Scythe even 2015. When you see a Vanity from 2016, yeah, 2016, you're like, oh, okay, how long ago? It's 8 years ago at this point, but, like, you know, 8 years ago, pretty long, but like whatever, right? But if you see a screenshot of PokeMMO, let me Google PokeMMO 2016, like a screenshot of the game from 2016 will look crazy to you. Like, it looked so different. Yeah, to give you like a little piece of evidence, this is from 2015. This is what PokeMMO used to look like, and this was what it looked like after the UI change. This is the cleaner, more up-to-date, modern UI in 2015. Prior to this, it was even crazier. It was like that crazy like blue and orange and blue and white. Yeah, this is what PokeMMO looked like for a lot of when I played as well. I can try to find the blue stuff as well if you haven't seen that. There's some crazy, PokeMMO used to look insane. Yeah, this is the PokeMMO that I knew and love. This is insane, right? Like, look how crazy this is. This blue and white, dude. This is what PokeMMO looked like through most of my gameplay. This was 2013. This was 2013 PokeMMO. This psycho blue and white, bright as all hell UI. Lions themed PokeMMO. Fuck, pretty much. Dude, I loved. Look at the Pokedex. The PC. That's the PC in the top right. And the like green and white on the Pokemon. Like, this is what the game used to look like. This is like, that's the GTL on the left there. This is why I say the GTL didn't get added for, I think this is like a reskin. The GTL didn't get added for a bit, but this is why I always say that certain Pokemon MMOs released outdated and never caught up to date, right? PokeMMO has had so many UI overhauls and so many visual changes over the years. I feel like there are Pokemon MMOs that literally just still look like this and never changed. And that's why I don't consider them worth playing to some extent. Like, if they've never changed, right? Never updated. I feel like PokeMMO has always tried to keep up with the times and always tried to adapt instead of falling by the wayside. Okay. Oh, that actually made me way happier than it should have. My first DeepSeaScale. Dude, when I got... Yeah. Oh, dude, that was so... Why was that so difficult? It's literally... It took me 47 minutes to get one DeepSeaScale. All I've gotten like 12 yellow shards. Like 12 to 13. Oh, man. What a journey that was. Just to get... Whew, we got it, though, boys. This is going to end up... This is a terrible money-making method. I think I'm going to end up getting, after the hour, like 400 encounters per hour, which is disgustingly bad. And then, like... 30k Pokeyen. This is gonna be so bad. Being almost 2 times odds shiny rate on hordes is starting to become less and less funny. That sentence is so real. Another yellow shard. Woo! Okay, I'm gonna be honest. I almost never do this, okay? I usually I'm also have 10 minutes left. I usually finish loot from 1 hours. This is god awful. I can't even do this. I got like 14 yellow shards. I got like 400 encounters. I made like 20 to 30k. We are peacing out. Whoa, Pat, did you just give up? I am giving up. You know what? I'll own that, dude. This is horrible. This is so bad. Sometimes a money-making method is so bad, you just gotta go, bro. I'm gonna head over to Johto, and we're gonna go farm Dittos. We're gonna go farm Dittos and have a chance for Entei. What's Entei's price right now? Yeah, we're gonna farm Dittos, not in the items. Entei. Sure. And if I get an Entei, it'll be 500k. We'll make the Ditto money. Yup. Now, this is an actual moneymaker method. No wonder they are 20k apiece. Sometimes you got to just learn. Sometimes you see a money-making method where you're like, oh my god, how are DeepSeaScales 20k apiece? That seems amazing. Yeah, of course I'll go farm those. And then you learn why. You learn why they're at that price. I'm even going to like quick sell mine for 18k just out of disrespect and total honesty. See you later, man. I literally don't want to look at you. Same with the yellow shards. At least they're worth something, kind of. I mean, 40k. Some of these weren't. I already have my inventory. The DeepSeaScale sold. It's something, dude. And the first Ditto we catch is just an absolute ball. So glad I left that DeepSeaScale hellscape. Holy shit. This Ditto alone is like 31, 25, 25. It's got 25 and all these other stats. That's why it's good. That's a 15k Ditto right there, boys. 15k. Easy peasy. We take those. We take those. So that's a really good suggestion, Chillma, that I would love to see. They should show the turns in PVM like in PvP or have an option for that. I would love... We don't even have that in PvP in PokeMMO, which is kind of a shame. I would love if they could just add a turn counter. Something like as simple as a turn counter would be like really, really beneficial, especially nowadays in PokeMMO where everybody is using things like Dream Balls and Timer Balls, right? These are 2 balls that rely on the amount of turns that have passed for certain things. So... I would absolutely love a turn counter in PokeMMO for like every single type of battle, PvP, PVM, storyline, etc. It would be super, super helpful. I want to calc something really quick. If I have 13 days left in the challenge after today, 13 days, actually, what I would do is I need about 8 million Pokeyen. Obviously, I have a lot more in value on the GTL, so hopefully some stuff just sells, but I need 8 mil pure yen. So I want to calc it at worst case scenario. If I need 8 mil in 13 days, what's the math on that? 615k per day. So I am actually ahead of schedule slightly. I think for the 20 mil, right? If I needed 20 mil in 30 days, I think it was like 650k, 666 hilariously, right? So I am actually ahead of schedule slightly, even in terms of pure yen. In terms of like actual Pokeyen value, once stuff starts selling, I might be very ahead of schedule. The problem is, look at this. I have so much stuff that needs to sell. So I'm gonna have to crank down prices at some point, and I'm just gonna quick sell stuff to get as much yen as possible. But for now, let's work on this this Ditto box. It's kind of crazy how much easier it is than ever to make pure Pokeyen in PokeMMO and to like actually just make Pokeyen in general. I always think about like back in the day, like was this 2015, 2016? The best or one of the best moneymakers at that time. There was still like, there was island runs, which made like 100 to 200K or whatever. And then there was Everstone farming. You would Everstone farm on like Lava Ridge Town in Hoenn, that little like Team Magma patch type area. And oh nice, one was under one. But dude, you would make like 80K, like 80 to 120K an hour there, and that was like the best money making method in the game. Like that's how, versus like nowadays, like payday pickup literally makes like that. That's like considered to be like the bare minimum, like the worst money making method in the game. Not that payday pickup is bad, but it's like the bare minimum, right? You shouldn't really be doing things lower than that. But it's crazy. It's kind of crazy. I think it's wild how the expectation and how things just change over time in the game for sure. And a lot of it's been just through game knowledge and efficiency for sure. Some of it's been through some power creep and stuff, but a lot of it is through game efficiency and just getting better as a community. Hey Pat, is there a good resource online that categorizes every possible vanity and how to obtain them? How to obtain them, I don't believe so, but every possible vanity, yes. If you go to a website called PokeMMO Hub, you can go to like the cosmetics helper, and you can cycle through every single cosmetic in the game and see what it would look like with different outfits on your character, which is awesome. I think it's the cosmetic helper is one of the coolest things in the game. There should be Best Friends does have a guy that says all obtained. That's okay. I was gonna say that's amazing. Okay, Best Friends. Then there should be a forum guide. Yeah, forum text guide that might. Is it up to date? That would be really impressive. I'd be really that might exist. That's amazing. Okay, I would check that out then. If you Google PokeMMO Vanity List, there's a forum post. This is why I love streaming, because then chat, like I wasn't sure of this, so like even chat can like correct me and get you guys the best information if I miss something or don't know something. There's so much to this game. That's awesome. Thank you guys for the heads up. Okay, so the PokeMMO Vanity List and the PokeMMO forums. Good call. Good call. Dude, it's crazy to think about. When I started this game, it was in 2013, right? There was only one region. There was only so many money-making methods, only so many EV training spots, like, and then I was able to like learn it step by step, year by year as new content released. I cannot imagine how overwhelming PokeMMO must be to learn in the current year. It actually must be insane. Like, all the different regions, all the different EV training spots and money-making methods per regions, let alone like how to EV train certain Pokemon, what IVs each Pokemon need, the physical special split, all the different utility Pokemon. It must be completing all the storylines, the difficulty curve. It must be insane. I don't really appreciate that or think about that enough, but it must be unbelievably overwhelming, like just ridiculous in terms of how much there is to do and how many mistakes are going to be made along how much perseverance you need to be a Pokemon player, because you're going to make so many mistakes along the way. All right, I wanted to reach 12 mil, fellas, but I don't know if it's going to happen today. It's going to have to wait for tomorrow, aka the Friday stream. Keep an eye out. There will also be a Saturday stream this week. This Saturday will be the first catch event out of the whole like catch event big event, so I'm super excited for that. Thank you guys for watching today. I'm gonna go ahead and call it for now. Like the stream as always if you enjoyed it. Liking helps so much with the video algorithm. It's ridiculous. If you liked it, always remember to like it. If you disliked it, always feel free to dislike it. Subscribe to the channel if you want to see daily Pokemon videos. I do upload every single day. Follow me on Twitch for streams usually Monday through Friday. These upcoming weeks, I'll be streaming 6 times a week due to the catch events. Discord's down below to join a really cool community. And if you want to go above and beyond, if my content has earned it from you, that's very, very important. If you've watched enough hours and it's helped out your Pokemon journey enough, YouTube memberships, Twitch Primes, Twitch subs, PayPal/Venmo donations, and most importantly this month, Factor. Factor is truly, it blows my mind that 6 of you guys were willing to go so above and beyond, get amazing food for yourself, and support the stream extremely generous. I don't know how to put it into numbers how generous it is, but it's very, very generous. So thank you so much to all the Factor subs. I will see you guys later with some more Pokeyen earning. We're gonna get a Ditto box. We're gonna do more Gym Reruns and trainer runs, and hopefully mix things up. I don't want things to get too boring and too repetitive with all of the Gym Reruns and trainer reruns, but I also want to show you guys the reality of grinding in an MMO and what it takes to succeed and what it takes to earn 20 million Pokeyen within a 30-day period. So I will see you guys later. Have a great day. I'll see you for the Halloween event as well, coming up here soon in the next 2 weeks or so. Have a great day, guys. Peace, Reno. Hey, what's up? Patrouski here, and I just wanted to say thank you so much for watching until the very end of the video. That means the world to me, and if your name is listed here, that means you went above and beyond and supported the channel financially, which allows me to even be here and have the time to do this. So thank you so very much.